So, hi guys, we're Augify, apparently the crazy ones. We want to talk data science today. Probably all know about the recent hype about data science. If not, I will quickly explain it. Storage got cheaper, process power got cheaper, so way and way more data got stored, and people and companies slowly trying to actually transform this into useful knowledge, which is actually a hard thing, and that's why most of these students here behind you are trained to do, because they're the data scientists that does it. There is actually a problem. These machine learning things and learning from the data only works if you have a strong foundation. And finding such a strong foundation in some things could be really hard. For instance, if you do like natural language processing, if you want to have a data set that is trustworthiness and that you can trust, in some domains it's really hard to find those. And data scientists are aware of this. They know that they have to clean their data. But the problem is, in a recent questionnaire of data scientists, 67% said that the data cleaning part is actually the hardest and the most time-consuming part. And that's something you really don't want to have. If you think about it, it's basically that the CEO also does the secretary job in order to be able to do his job. And I'm not saying that the secretary job is not important, but I'm saying that these people are not paid and not trained to do this. And 50% of the dentists say that like having poor quality data is one of the main obstacles they have. And the current ways that they try to solve this is that they hire experts, which could be the data scientist that does the model, also cleans it, or that they find people that are expert and that have domain knowledge, which both are really expensive. The other solution, which is not really a solution, is crowdsourcing. But if you want to do crowdsourcing, you still have to think of what do we ask people and where do we find people. You can use already existing crowdsourcing platforms, but then again, you have to think of what you want to ask them. And because you actually don't know those people, you have no idea if you can trust them. So then there's the question, how many people do you ask something in order to be sure that you're right, that something is classified as, I don't know, malware or name something. So we found a solution. We built a model based on Amazon Mechanical Turk, which is the currently biggest crowdsourcing platform out there. Our algorithm sets a task on Mechanical Turk, which is open for all the people in the system. And we set a price, and if you think that's worth it, you can enter our questionnaire. And our first step is we ask a set of questions that we know the answer to in order to rate those workers. We still pay those workers if they're not performing well enough, but we filter them out later on, and we're not allowing them to be back in our system. So our algorithm then can intelligently select the right workers to ask the right questions in order to minimize the amount of workers to reach consensus about a certain task. And because we're using Mechanical Turk, and there are already 900,000 workers that are eagerly waiting to answer our questions, we can scale incredibly well. So what do we offer? We are automated, which is only from the view of the clients, because as I explained earlier, there is still manual labor involved, but for our clients that is not visible. We're highly accurate, but we can still be cost efficient, and we're fast, because Mechanical Turk, as I mentioned earlier, there are 900,000 people that can answer our questions. We have a first customer, which is Recorded Future, which are also here today. They raised, up until now, more than 30 million in 4 rounds. And the thing they gave us a data set where they try to classify instances that refer to malware in text they find on the internet. And to do that and to build a machine learning model, they need a set of ground truth that they know they can trust. But up till now, they have a really hard problem to get those sets, because they are not existent and they have to try to get them themselves. So what is our business model? Our business model is that we get a fee for every worker we need to classify your data. And because we are specialized in using crowdsourcing solutions to come up with data sets that are trusted, we can gather our own data and sell those to companies. The market we're in is the big data market, which is exploding right now. Here we have the forecast. So we're talking about, in 2017, we're talking about a $16 billion market. Who are we? We're 4 students from EIT. We have Juan, which already has 5 years working experience in startups. We have Pietro, which is our business guy and our cloud platform specialist. And John and I have both a background in machine learning. And since we already know each other for a while now, our journey with Ottoman only started 2 weeks ago, and we'd like to invite you all to join our journey. So where are we right now? We built our first version of the algorithm, which is up and running now. So if you would go to Amazon Mechanical Turk, you would find our task, and it's open for everyone to join it. We have already gathered some statistics based on the malware classification task, which appeared to be pretty difficult for the average worker. So we had to reject 70%, almost 70% of the workers. It turned out that it's actually a good idea to accept them, but then ban them from the system later on, but they can be really angry. So the first 20 workers that didn't meet our requirements, we all rejected them. And within the first hour, we got already 20 angry emails from them that saying that we were joining the crusade against us. So you have to be quiet. We have now 70 validated examples. We now need almost 5 workers per question, which says a bit about the difficulty to classify this. Like the best workers that we now have in the system have a trustworthiness of 80%, which is not that high. Like we are all IT guys. For us, this is really easy. So we can't understand that someone is not able to get a 90% score on this. But apparently, 70% of the people is not able to do that. We want to have in 4 months a fully working version. And we want to extend to also other crowdsourcing platforms so that we're not that dependent on Amazon Mechanical Turk, and we can scale even faster. And the actual goal is that we want to create our own platform. And the main advantages of this is that we can pay a 20% fee per worker per assignment to Amazon Mechanical Turk. And because we're working with a rewarding system, so we reward people if they keep coming back if they're trustworthy. That means we even have to pay a 40% fee. So this is an actual revenue stream that comes our way if we have our own platform. What you can do to contribute right now, we're not really looking for money right now. We're trying to bootstrap this. And you can actually get our money by actually answering our questions with already up on Mechanical Turk, which is here in this URL. And this was it. If there are any questions, we're more than welcome to answer.
Great job. Are there any questions?
So how mature is your software?
Our algorithm is now still pretty basic, but it's fully tested, so it's now working. And like the actual things we now classified are actually trusted.
And you're going to test with?
Yeah, we're having now Record Future provided us with $1,000 that we can spend on Mechanical Turk, and we already did. Now I think we spent, I don't know, 200, maybe $150. And we want to use that money to mature our algorithm that we can have something.
They have a pretty hardcore business guy who is managing the negotiation.
Yeah, that's very good. So, I mean, it's a very good idea that you have already a customer.
Patience.
And you have a concrete product.
Nice question. Joel, that's a question.
Yeah, but in the meanwhile, I can ask. But so yeah, no, it sounds super interesting. It's obviously it's a huge problem, right? But so how are you planning to like? Basically, what's your thoughts on getting other customers besides Recording Future? Like, who will they be? Like, what type of customers will it be, and how will you get them?
We're actually looking for people that are trying to do data science right now. So we want to get the word out and trying to actually actively looking for them and say that like the solution we're offering. And we hope through Recorded Future that we also get like the word out and like scale because of that.
They identified two target markets. One was in the academia.
Yeah, we have both the academia and the business world. Because like in academia, it is also a really hard problem because there are a lot of domains where it's really hard to like come up with a good data set that is trusted, and like also for academia, it is worth a lot of money actually.
What are your most important lessons about the MTurk community?
Don't piss off Turks. If you are nice, they're really nice. Like they're also really nice. Like we had one example when someone sort of screwed up the first 10 questions and took actually the time to show us that. Yeah, I was like he said, like yeah, I was not really sure I was doing the 10 questions, but after that I got it. So like he said, don't use those. We also had one Turk that we banned from the system because it was really underperforming, and we got an email that he sort of got it because he admitted that he had no idea what he was doing. So like building up a relationship with the Turks is also really important for us, because if you have ones that are really that you can trust, like that's a really one of our main things from the algorithm, because like the higher the trustworthiness score is, the less workers we need in order to reach consensus to some question we have.
Cool. All right, if you have more questions to the Ottoman team, they are around. There is actually, as you saw in the program, there's a beer here at 5:30. You can discuss more with all the teams then as well. But there's some team room here after. I want to move on to the next team. Fantastic presentation.